powerful. He's so vicious. Like his one-punch power at 135 is like nobody else's in the division. Like the way he starches people is crazy. He gets so much torque and power into his punches, and he's so fast that he covers ground and his uppercuts, they're just devastating.
Yeah, for sure, I think I can stop him. I'm much quicker than him. He's much stronger, much bigger, but we just gotta wait and see until we get in there and test the waters.
Joe Rogan looked genuinely shocked when Gervonta Davis showed up at the press event before his exhibition fight with Jake Paul. Instead of his usual lean and compact shape, Davis appeared noticeably bigger. His muscles looked fuller and more defined than anyone expected. Rogan, who's seen countless top athletes in incredible form, couldn't help but react with surprise. The kind you give when someone looks even better than you imagined.
I'm a giant Gervonta fan. I mean, that guy is so unusual. His style's so unusual, and his patience.
The Leo Santa Cruz fight was really something for me, because Leo Santa Cruz is a technician, Mexican style, and the fight was very close before Tank stopped him. But he has that power that can end it.
He finds these openings, he sees them, but he doesn't go after them right away. He waits for the right time. He's so patient. Like when you watch the early rounds of his fights, he probably has the lowest punch count in the early rounds. But he also knows he's got that nuclear option that if he can crack you, most likely he's going to take you out. He's got massive confidence in that.
During the face-off that followed, Davis seemed to intentionally downplay his new physique. Instead of flexing or striking an intimidating pose, he stood calmly, sometimes folding his arms or turning slightly to hide parts of his body. It looked like a deliberate move, maybe to keep the focus off his bulk or to conceal just how much his body has transformed. Still, even with the subtle stance, the change was impossible to miss. Joe Rogan points out that Jake Paul's moves are driven more by promotion than true competition. He explains that these fights are designed to grab the attention of casual fans and spark curiosity through unexpected matchups. According to Rogan, all the betting talk and media buzz are less about real boxing skill and more about generating hype. He believes Jake knows exactly how to stay in the spotlight, using boxing as a tool to promote himself, even when the fights don't really make sense. From a sporting point of view,
that was Jake Paul promoting it. You know, it's just like, doesn't bother me.
There's compromising the sport, and that's like bad. It's just like,
if I bet on it, it bothers the fuck out of me.
Watching it with people who are so in on it, and then also man, the sports betting apps, they introduced like chat apps in them in Australia. So it's like they're trying to take the place of social media companies where you go together and you meet your friends. Like betting should be exciting enough without having a weird.
They're just trying to draw you in. They're just trying to make money, right? So they're trying to draw you in any way they can.
Yeah.
Davis is a lightweight champion who usually fights at around 135 pounds, while Jake Paul has been competing much closer to the cruiserweight limit in his previous matches. For this fight, both sides agreed on a catch weight of 195 pounds, a decision that surprised many fans and was only confirmed after some negotiation and back-and-forth discussions.
We were yelling so much about him fight somebody your size. His next opponent is, by far, the most credentialed guy ever fought actively in his prime. There's one problem. He fights at 135 pounds. He fights at 135 pounds.
Because of the size difference between the two, the rules for this exhibition fight are a bit different from normal. Both fighters will wear 12-ounce gloves, heavier than the ones Davis usually uses in his weight class, to make things safer and more balanced.
The Jake Paul versus Tank fight is getting really weird. Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. Instead it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
The next dispute comes with the gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby glove. This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Also, Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Roach. Yes, and now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. Well done, Jake. Exhibition though, can he win? Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges. So he can actually still win and knock him out. But here's the trick. It's body punches only. And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head height. Where does it fall? At Jake Paul's belly. Oof. So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's a pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved. But Jake Paul for the win.
Davis's trainer, Calvin Ford, has expressed concern about the rule change, explaining that heavier gloves may lessen the impact of punches, but also affect how they're thrown and blocked.
Is, you know, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10s. Tank fighting 8s. So he losing 4 ounces. So my thing is, I said, they said, put Tank in 8s, put him in 10s. That makes the fight more interesting. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go from there because I understand. I brought that question up to one of his handlers. They was, no, we don't want to do no mismatch. It's supposed to be expedition. What, you know, now y'all want the wins and the loss. You know what I'm saying? All these restrictions, but you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tank don't really care, you know? So when I brought this up, he said, dang, facts. You know what I'm saying? So again, you know, he can weigh the 10s and we weigh the 8s. Then we got
Teddy Atlas reacted to the face-off between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis by pointing out the huge size difference between them. He joked that Tank is so much smaller than Jake, he'd need a ladder just to reach his chin, while Atlas admits that skill and style differences are normal in boxing. He emphasized that in this case, the size gap is far too big to ignore.
Right? They should also have like the size of the ring, the size of the glove, all that stuff. Particulars should be in the contract, but I would probably look for one thing that is not the common thing to have in a contract if I'm Tank. A ladder. A ladder. Can I get a ladder? Somebody? You know what I mean? Hey, look, if he hits him on the chin the way he can punch, you know, Jake might be doing a dance. You know what I mean? Not voluntarily either. But we'll get into that more later. The thing that I'm talking about right here is what you said. It was stark. The size difference was really, you couldn't ignore it. We understand the talent difference, the experience difference. We understand all of that. But the size, the pure, and we understand small guys can beat big guys. We just saw Crawford do it to Canelo, but you know, a little different. The size difference was, I mean, it was eye-catching, jaw-dropping, and it made me think. And I'm gonna ask Richie, our man here who's doing all the taping, who does such a marvelous job. I'm gonna ask him because I know he's an expert in this area. But it reminded me of one of the Rocky movies where they had the face, where they did the wrestling thing with Rocky and Hulk Hogan, AKA Thunder Lips. He was Thunder Lips back there. And I thought I had it right, and it was confirmed to me. It's Rocky III.
Atlas compared the situation to Canelo Alvarez moving up to fight Terrence Crawford, but pointed out that Crawford was never that small to begin with. In contrast, Tank is simply too undersized to reach Jake effectively, making the fight look uneven from the start. Fans, media, and boxing analysts have all raised concerns about how fair or safe this matchup really is. The debate isn't just about Davis, it's also about how the fight is being promoted, whether it encourages safe practices, and what kind of example it sets for future exhibition or celebrity-style bouts. Joe Rogan is among those voices calling it an unusual and risky direction for boxing.
Jake Paul, I think when he weighed in for Mike Tyson, was 227 pounds. That is, if I'm not mistaken, a 92-pound weight difference. It's insane. That is called one thing. That's called being...
Dana White hasn't held back his criticism of the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis matchup. He accused Paul of cherry-picking smaller opponents and said he should face someone closer to his own size. White even compared Davis's punching power the Floyd Mayweathers, saying Tank actually hits harder, but added that his small frame puts him at a big disadvantage. He emphasized that Paul could easily use his size to overpower Davis and summed it up bluntly. You guys need to fight people your own size.
Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. You know, he's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then he starts to figure holes out, and the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he's very explosive. He's very explosive, and man, he be cracking them dudes.
People.
Hey, he be putting them to sleep.
Just cracking people.
Yeah.
And he has so much confidence in his power. So much confidence in his power.
You know, he just, in his mind, he know it's a matter of time before I catch you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Tank, you know, these fighters. You gotta be aware 15 rounds. I know you're going 12, but you gotta think you're going 3 more because one slip, one mistake, and it's over.
Yeah.
You know, so hats off to Tank. You know, he's a great, talented fighter. But again, he haven't faced the top elite fighters in his division.
Right.
You know, so we want to see Tank against, you know, somebody his size, you know, at the elite level.
Yeah.
And I believe he'll do good because, you know, he got the skills, the power, he got the ring IQ to do good, but we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, he's also wild. He's a wild fella, so he's fun to watch. You know, he's just a crazy dude, you know?
Yeah. Coming from Baltimore, man, I think that's just his upbringing as well.
Yes, for sure. He's just so unique in his approach. Like, you know, he doesn't fight like anybody else.
Joe Rogan has consistently shown respect for Gervonta Davis, praising both his talent and his rise in the sport. After Davis's knockout win over Rolando Romero, Rogan called him a rising superstar, impressed by his mix of power, precision, and showmanship. He also shared his thoughts after the Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight, describing Davis as quietly terrifying in the ring, a fighter who might start off cautious, but always carries the threat of sudden, devastating power.
Like that Ryan Garcia one, where Gervonta Davis caught him with that left hook to the body. People were saying that he quit. He never been hit in the liver. Oscar De La Hoya quit the same way with Bernard Hopkins.
With the same thing.
Same body shot.
Same
left
body
hook to the
shot.
body.
And he tried to come, and he tried to take a step out that corner and not the front of his foot even moved. He just went down. He's like, man, this is it.
And if you get kicked to the body, oh my God. A kick to the body is so goddamn devastating, especially a spinning back kick. You could literally pick someone up in the air. It's like they got hit by a car.
Any kick.
Yeah.
It's really something to see a kid who has nothing, born into extreme poverty, become a world champion, like Gervonta Davis. Yeah. It's an inspiring story.
It is, and it's great for everyone because it gives you fuel. Like, for a person who's coming up in life, even if you're not a fighter, you see what someone's gone through and you see the success that hard work has created.
Right.
And it can be a roadmap for your own life.
There's growing evidence that Gervonta Davis plans to retire after his upcoming exhibition fight with Jake Paul, with financial security being the main reason behind the decision. Davis has often voiced frustration with boxing, calling the sport dead and criticizing its lack of loyalty. His trainer, Calvin Ford, confirmed that Tank chose the Paul fight over more competitive rematches because the payout was significantly higher. Beyond money, it seems Davis is simply exhausted by the physical, emotional, and mental toll of the sport. His recent comments show he's ready to step away, saying this fight will likely be his last and that he wants to move on, spend more time with family, and focus on life beyond boxing.
Go band for band on what you make. Again, there's nothing wrong with Tank going to get his money, but let's all be clear that that's all the fight is for Tank. He's telling you without telling you that he's fighting Jake just because he's getting $40 million. So when we talk about boxing being dead, Tank has to line up at the front of the line. I can't blame him, but don't throw around, oh, boxing's dead and people switch sides and all of that. You chose not to be great. That's it. You chose not to be great. Stuff like that, choices like that will kill boxing. For sure. On a competitive level, it won't kill it on a business level. On a business level, until people run out of interest in these kind of matchups, it'll do well. On a competitive level, choosing not to fight the best will kill the sport. So maybe it's better if people like Tank aren't in the sport. And I don't even say that because I want that to be the case. I think Tank is ridiculously talented, but you can't want a fighter to fight more than what they want to. You can't. Tank fans or Tank people that like Tank and think he's one of the best, you can't want it for him. And then Shakur came back with, that's how I know you soft. I can't even go back and forth with you, soft ass. You'd rather pop to me on social media than get in that fire and get embarrassed. I get it. Peace and blessings upon you, cuz. He says, the people got you chest out so bad. You talking like you a killer, forgetting that you the one that runs, bitch. I'll bring the fight to you. This dude, a made-up character. Quote, blessings upon you. Clown-ass dude, wanna be Kevin Gates. Oh my goodness. I mean, here's the thing though. You can't say that stuff about Shakur if you're not willing to fight him. This is the point I think that we're gonna come to today, is that Tank can say all this stuff he wants, but if you're not willing to fight Shakur, then none of it means anything anymore. Even if you believe that Tank is gonna knock him out, even if you believe that Shakur's a runner, or that he's not in the trenches, or he's not a boxer that's willing to bring the fight, or whatever, none of it matters. You're talking from the sideline.
Meanwhile, actor and martial artist Michael Highwhite joined the discussion, saying that no matter how well Jake Paul performs or how much attention he gets, he can never be considered a real boxing champion. White stressed the difference between exhibition or crossover fights and official title bouts, approved by major boxing organizations. His comments echo the views of many fighters and fans who see Paul's matches as entertainment, not true competition, further fueling doubts about the legitimacy of this upcoming fight.
Do you think that Jake Paul could win a legitimate boxing title?
No, no, because he's so far behind someone of his equal age who's been doing it for a very long time. He started very late. That's why I applaud exactly what he's doing. I think he should be doing exactly what he's doing. If he fought a legitimate, top 10 cruiserweight, I will shut the if he's able to fight an actual contender of the top 10. That would be astonishing if he can get to that point. If he beat anybody in the top 10, that would be, to me, the greatest thing he's ever accomplished.
Yeah, because historically, he's fought old men.
I think he's done it the right way, because there's a possibility where 50-year-old Anderson Silva might be able to beat him. Who thought he was going to beat Tyson? I really thought, oh, Tyson's just going to go to the body and just punish his body, because I thought that that's what would win him thing, but he did not do that. I think it makes for a good matchup. He's made for great spectacle.
Commentator Showbiz also noted that even though the fight is unusual, the public's curiosity will almost guarantee huge viewership. Davis's recent talk about possibly retiring has left fans uncertain about whether the fight will actually happen. Adding to the buzz, his ongoing social media feud with Shocker Stevenson, where both have traded sharp jabs and questioned each other's skills, has only intensified the speculation. This back and forth drama mixes entertainment with real competition, keeping fans hooked and the boxing world on edge.
Do we think the fight is ridiculous between you and Jake Paul? Yes. Are we gonna watch it? Yeah. Do we like it? Maybe. Maybe. And let me tell you why it's maybe, why it's not no, why it's not yes. It's maybe because many of us, we just don't believe it. We just don't believe the fight is real. We know it's an exhibition, but we just don't believe that you two are going to try to take each other's heads off. Other than that, it's kind of interesting. You have a 5'5" lightweight versus a heavyweight Jake Paul, who's really not a boxer with an amateur background and all that shit, but he's been knocking people out. It's kind of interesting if we know y'all were trying to knock each other's head off.
Many boxing analysts believe that in recent years, Gervonta Davis has shifted his focus from building a legacy to securing financial rewards. They point to his matchup with Jake Paul as proof of that change. According to them, Davis now seems more motivated by the paycheck than by the challenge of facing top-tier opponents. Promoters like Turk would likely need to offer massive payouts comparable to the kind of money seen in fights like Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford to get him to face elite names, such as Shocker Stevenson or Lamont Roach. At this stage, most agree that money, not legacy, is driving Davis's decisions in the sport.
Tank started acting after he made $40 million with Ryan. When he make another $40+ million with Jake,
he's gonna go make $40 million fighting Jake Paul, and then he's gonna come back and fight Lamont Roach for what? He's gonna come back and fight Shakur Stevenson for what? He's not gonna fight none of those guys.
No, the only way he fight any of them guys, Turkey gonna have to hit him with the Crawford money. Cause that's the thing, you do this for a reason, bro. Like, I get it, you want him to be competitive, but his goal is money. He made 40 with Ryan plus everything in between. Now he get this 40, 50 million plus. He don't even gotta fight no more. So now if you want him to fight Shakur, give me that Canelo money, man.
However, Tank Davis reacted angrily to fans who accused him of avoiding top fighters like Shocker Stevenson. He made it clear that he doesn't care what people think, pointing out that fans can quickly turn on a boxer after just one bad performance. Davis said his main focus is on his own career and personal goals, not on trying to please critics or win over every fan.
Gervonta, a lot of boxing fans aren't happy with the fact you've taken this fight rather than the Roach rematch, fights with the likes of Shakur, Devin Haney, Teofimo, etc. What do you make of that reaction? And can we still expect to see those fights?
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switching on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person is supposed to fight. Like y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like why when it come to that?